£249 Hobbs leather tote. Sounds like an investment. Premium brand, Italian leather, beautiful hardware. Except when the clasp snaps off after 3 weeks and customer service tells you there is nothing they can do, that investment starts to feel like a donation. And Hobbs is not even the worst offender on this list. We are ranking 5 UK handbag brands from bad to worst, and then 4 that are genuinely earning every pound you spend. Some of these names will not surprise you. But number 1, the worst offender, is a brand that millions of British women still trust without realising what has happened to it behind the scenes. And later, 4 brands that are quietly giving you far more than you are paying for. One costs under £60 and outperforms bags 5 times its price. We start with the least offensive and work down to the worst. But first, one number that puts all of this in perspective. In the handbag industry, the standard markup runs 6 to 12 times the factory production cost. Industry sources have reported that production costs for many bags sit at just 10 to 15% of the retail price. A bag that costs £50 to make can sit on a shelf at £300. That is the business model, and the brands on this list are counting on you not thinking about it. Number 5, Jules, a welly boot stall at country shows in 1989. That is how it started. Tom Jewell built the brand around colourful outdoor clothing, and for years it worked, but Jules expanded into homeware, children's lines and handbags. Making handbags is a completely different skill set from making raincoats. By November 2022, Jules collapsed into administration. Next stepped in with a £34 million rescue deal, taking 74% ownership. 19 stores closed immediately. Since Next took over, things have stabilised. The wellies and outerwear remain strong, but the handbag range is still a side project. Browse the collection and you will find mostly canvas totes and printed shoppers priced at £60 to £90. When a dedicated bag brand offers better construction at the same price, you are paying a logo tax. Honest caveat: Jules under Next is in better hands operationally. The clothing is improving. But for bags specifically, your money goes further elsewhere. That is a mild overpay. What comes next is a brand whose floral print bags you probably owned, and what has happened to it, it is genuinely sad. Number 4, Cath Kidston. If you are a British woman over 40, you almost certainly own something with that vintage floral print. The bags, the mugs, the oilcloth totes. Founded in 1993, the brand had 60 UK stores at its peak and was one of the most recognisable lifestyle names in the country. Then, in April 2020, during the pandemic, Cath Kidston went into administration. All 60 UK stores closed. Over 900 jobs were lost. The brand was sold back to Baring Private Equity Asia and relaunched online, but it did not recover. In March 2023, it went into administration again. This time, Next bought the brand name and intellectual property for £8.5 million. Today, Cath Kidston is an online brand operated by Next. The founder has no involvement, and long-time customers on forums describe the new designs as unrecognisable. One Mumsnet user put it bluntly: the new patterns could be found in any other shop. The thing that made Cath Kidston special, that distinctive creative identity, is gone. Honest caveat: if you find an original pre-administration Cath Kidston bag in good condition, that can still be a lovely product. But the bags carrying the name today are designed and produced under a completely different operation. And we are still 2 handbag brands away from the one whose price tags shocked me the most when I looked at the data. Number 3, Geiger. Opened on Bond Street in 1963 as a shoe brand. Then came the Kensington bag with its quilted design and eagle head hardware, and suddenly this was not just a shoe label anymore. It was a handbag phenomenon. But not every Kensington is made from the same material. Some are genuine calf leather. Others are 100% polyurethane, plastic. A leather mini Kensington might cost £228. A polyurethane version in a different colour might be £198. £30 difference. Completely different material. So how are you supposed to know which one you are holding? And here is what that polyurethane looks like 6 months in. It does not age like leather. It peels. Trustpilot reviews confirm it. Peeling surfaces, loose stitching, bags that look tired after one season. Honest caveat: the full leather Kensington bags hold up well. The quilting stays neat. The chain is robust. But you need to check every label before you buy, because the material changes between colourways and the branding does not make it obvious. When you are paying close to £200 for what turns out to be plastic, that is not affordable luxury. That is a marketing strategy. That is frustrating. But number 2 is worse, because this next brand still hangs Italian leather bags in its shop windows, while the hardware inside tells a different story. Number 2. Hobbs, founded in Hampstead in 1981. Italian leather, refined craftsmanship, affordable luxury. What many customers do not know is that the brand was acquired in 2017 by TFG Brands, a subsidiary of the Foschini Group, a South African retail conglomerate. TFG also owns Phase 8, Whistles and White Stuff. 5 historically British brands, 1 parent company on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Corporate ownership is not automatically bad. Plenty of brands thrive under new management. But with Hobbs, the review pattern tells a story. Customers report metal hooks that broke within weeks of purchase, hardware that feels lighter than expected, and clasps that do not hold. At £150 to £250 per bag, Hobbs is charging for durability it is not consistently delivering. The leather may be fine, but a bag is only as strong as its weakest component. Honest caveat: Hobbs clothing and shoes still have a strong reputation, the tailoring especially, but the handbag hardware is a weak spot that the price tag does not acknowledge. But every handbag we have looked at so far is mild compared to number 1. Number 1. Ted Baker. Founded in Glasgow in 1988 by Ray Kelvin. For decades, one of Britain's most beloved fashion brands. Over 500 shops worldwide at its peak. Revenue exceeding £600 million. Then it unravelled. Kelvin stepped down in 2019. The pandemic hit. In 2022, Authentic Brands Group, an American licensing company, acquired Ted Baker for £211 million. ABG also owns Reebok, Juicy Couture, and Forever 21. Their model is not making products, it is licensing brand names to other companies. But that was not even the final blow. In March 2024, Ted Baker's UK operations went into administration. By August 2024, every one of the 46 remaining UK stores had closed. The website relaunched in November 2024 under United Legwear and Apparel Company. The handbags are now produced under license by the Aldo Group, so a Ted Baker handbag today is designed by Aldo's team, manufactured under license from an American holding company, and sold through a platform run by a third operating partner. A company with no UK stores, no in-house design team, and no operational connection to the heritage it trades on. And the prices still reflect the old reputation. Honest caveat: Aldo makes serviceable accessories. The bag itself might be fine. but it is not the Ted Baker that built the reputation, and the price should not pretend otherwise. If you own a pre-2020 Ted Baker bag, hold on to it. That was a genuinely different product from a different maker. If this is helping you shop smarter, hit subscribe. We rank UK high street brands every week, so you know exactly where your money is going. Now for the handbag brands that are actually earning their price tag. Number 4. M&S Autograph. Remember the £249 Hobbs tote that broke after 3 weeks? This M&S Autograph crossbody costs £60 and outlasts it. Genuine leather, not bonded, not polyurethane. Real leather with real grain, decent metal hardware, clean stitching on the stress points. Reviews on the M&S website are almost comically consistent. Looks and feels expensive. Better than bags 3 times the price. 5 stars over and over. Honest caveat. These are not forever bags. After 2 to 3 years of daily use, you will see wear. Designs lean conservative. But if this crossbody costs £60 and lasts 2.5 years, that is £24 per year. A £240 bag that falls apart in 8 months costs £360 per year. The maths does not lie. Number 3. Radley. M&S proved you do not need to spend £200. But what if you want to? Same price bracket as Ted Baker, except Radley has spent 28 years doing nothing but leather goods, while Ted Baker's bags are made under license by a shoe company. Radley was founded in 1998. According to the brand, as many as 20 skilled craftspeople work on every bag. Some manufacturing partners have been with them for 3 generations. On Trustpilot, there are nearly 10,000 reviews, overwhelmingly positive. Thick leather, smooth zips, solid construction. Customers who bought Radley bags 5 years ago are still using them daily. Honest caveat. The Scotty dog motif is polarising. Some customers say the brand has lost its playful touches. Individual quality issues exist, but consistently, Radley delivers craftsmanship that reflects what you paid. Number 2. Cambridge Satchel. While Geiger quietly swaps leather for polyurethane between colourways, the Cambridge Satchel Company handcrafts every bag in England from genuine leather. Started in 2008 by Julie Dean and her mother Frida at their kitchen table. They needed school fees money. What they built instead was one of the most recognisable British leather goods brands in the world. It has 4.7 stars from nearly 12,000 Trustpilot reviews. Customers report bags lasting 5, 8, 10 years. In 2020, King Charles visited the workshop and was presented with his own bag. Prices start around £120 up to about £250 for larger styles. More than M&S, less than most avoid list brands. And these bags last decades, not seasons. Honest caveat. The buckle closure is fussy. The satchel silhouette does not suit every style. And since being acquired by French group Chargers in 2022, some fans worry about the brand's direction. But the core product remains the same quality it has always been. Number 1. Mulberry. Cambridge Satchel will last you decades. But if you want the absolute best leather bag per pound spent on this entire list, here it is. A pre-owned Mulberry Bayswater costs between £150 and £300. That is less than a new Ted Baker made under license by Aldo, less than a new Hobbs tote with hardware that might not survive the month, and less than a Geiger Kensington in polyurethane. For less money than the brands we just warned you about, you get a bag made at Mulberry's own factory in Somerset, England, by specialist leather workers, from leather that gets better with age instead of peeling after 6 months. A new Bayswater costs well over £1,000. That is not what I am recommending. I am recommending the pre-owned market, where that same £1,000 quality is available for the budget you are already spending on high street bags that do not last. Where to buy? Vestiaire Collective, eBay with authentication, Vinted with careful checking of seller history. Buy from sellers with established feedback. Ask for photos of the serial number, the interior label, and the base where wear shows first. Honest caveat: pre-owned takes patience. You might not find your colour immediately. Authentication is your responsibility, and not every platform guarantees it equally. But if you do the homework, nothing on the UK high street comes close to this quality at this price. So now you know. 5 handbag brands charging more than they deliver, 4 doing the opposite, and exactly how to spot the difference next time you walk into a shop. Before you head to the shops, here is a 3-question test for any handbag, any brand, any price. 1. Check the materials label: genuine leather or polyurethane. If it is not leather and the price is above £100, stop and ask what you are paying for. 2. Look at the stitching on the base and the handles. These are the stress points where cheap bags fail first. Uneven, loose or glued instead of sewn? Walk away. 3. Feel the weight. A well-constructed leather bag has substance. Cheap bags, even expensive cheap bags, are almost always noticeably lighter. We do this for every category on the UK high street. If you want to see which clothing brands and shoe brands passed and failed the same test, those videos are already on this channel. Subscribe so you never waste money on the high street again.